gymaint o tracks beicio. Dwi wedi bod yn beicio ers eitha hir rwan, a dwi wedi ffeindio rhan fwy o'r tracks. A dwi'n cael amser gwych yma, mae gennau pob peth dwi angen. A ffrindiau a pob peth, mae amser, dwi bob amser cael amser da yma.
My life here has been really good. Lots of chances to make your own decisions and just do what you want. You could easily not bike and still have a really great time here, up in the hills and stuff. But I think biking just gets you out that little bit further. All my friends, I've been friends with them for like pretty much my whole life. So we know each other really well and everyone gets along. No one really falls out.
Guys at the end, want a biscuit? Want a biscuit? Oh, yeah.
My parents said, oh, we need to move house. Should we go to England? Like, should we move away from Wales and like the Dyfi Valley and go to England? I was like, no, I need to stay. I need to be by Corus and I need to be by Dyfi. I need to be by this place where like I can really call it a home. Like, it's just a valley, but it's not really. Like, it just means so much.
I love the Dyfi Valley because there's such a large variety of trails that I can ride, and it's so big, there's so much to explore. And I love riding Dyfi Bike Park, and then you've also got the off-piste stuff that other people build and myself build. There's so many trails, like hundreds of trails around the Dyfi that are like untamed as such. Like barely anyone rides them, and it's just so much fun every single time.
So, do you know how the mountain bike scene first started here?
No. I got no idea, mate.
In 1985, I saw a review of a Ridgeback mountain bike, and I thought, I think we'll I'll buy one of those. And so I rang a shop in London. It was called On Your Bike, at London Bridge. And then they put this bike on a train at Euston in the guards van. And that train came directly to Machynlleth, where I was able to meet the train, get the bike, put it together at the back of the station and ride it back to the hotel. So then immediately I'd got mine, and Dave saw it. He said, I want one. So he went out and rang On Your Bike in London and got his sent up. And that was the start of our mountain biking adventures. And there were no built trails. I mean, there was nothing designed purpose-built for mountain biking. That came a bit later. So we just used to ride what was there. Bridleways, footpaths, naughty boys, just explored these different places, and it was such freedom. And people would stop us in the street and say, what's that? What kind of thing is that you're riding? And we'd say, well, it's a mountain bike. And a small crowd would gather, and yeah, they were really, you can't believe it, but that back then it was something really fresh and exciting. And a lot of people were a bit incredulous, this isn't really this is a fad and it won't last. So then other people like Fraz got them, Tegid got one, and then there was more of a scene going on in Mach with everyone riding these bikes, and it just grew from there.
Eventually the bike shop in Mach opened the Holy Trail, selling mountain bikes, and we all got together and suddenly thought, we need more trails around here, we need to attract more people here. So Andrew Perrott waymarked the bridleways to the east of town, and we named them the Mach 1, 2 and 3. And we made leaflets, and they were available in the bike shop, and they became very popular. And as a group we suddenly decided it'd be a good idea to attract more riders here with an event. In 2001 we started the Dyfi Enduro, and the first year we did it we had 250 riders turn up, and we led them down the main street in a convoy up the main road up to Cainus, about 60k of riding in the woods, and then another 10k to get back into Mach. As the events went on through the years, the numbers grew, and about the 5th or 6th year we had 1,000 riders tried to sign in 5 minutes, and it was a hot ticket in those days. It was a fun event. Miles per hour, not miles per hour, has always been our thing, and it just grew and grew, and it became quite a legendary event in the end. And it's all sort of started from little rides up Cwmgilai on a steel hardtail, and yeah, it was nice to be there at the start, because I can still remember the first time I saw a mountain bike. I thought, I've got to have one of those. It's going to be a game changer, and it has been a game changer. It's been a game changer for so many people now, you know, and you know, glad to have been there at the start of it.
About 2 years ago now, I had this problem with my knee called Osgood-Schlatter disease, where the doctors told me I'd be off for about 2 months, and I was gutted because it was at the start of the year, races were coming, and I was going to the bike park, weather's getting better and everything, and then turns out I've got to be off for even more time, and I've been on and off with all my sports, mostly biking, for 2 years now because of one little thing that's happened with my leg, and I think that's made my mental health go down quite a bit. I don't worry about it too much, but I have noticed my confidence has gone down and I've gotten more scared, and I overthink things. But I think now with me, just trying to get past that level of saying, why am I worrying this much, and why should I let one little thing stop me from doing something that I really enjoy? I think I want to get back. It's just that one little voice in my head that tells me, oh no, this is going to happen, but how can I know this is going to happen without me actually trying it?
About 3 years ago, my brother passed away, and my mental health kind of went down, like for about a year maybe.
He was severely disabled, but he had something called sleep apnea, or obstructive sleep apnea, and I went into him at 4 o'clock in the morning, put his iPad on like I normally do, put his YouTube on, went into him at about 7:30 in the morning, and he was dead. He just stopped breathing. Yeah, just lay there, lifeless. So yeah, we were waiting for an intervention with it with Cardiff, but because it was during COVID, they didn't want to see a lot of people in the hospital, lockdown restrictions, XYZ. Yeah, so we were waiting on the help, and unfortunately we didn't get it in time, and you know, we paid the ultimate price really, which was, you know, the death of our son really. So, you know, yeah, as sad as it is, you know, that's just the way the world works sometimes. It's shit, but we just have to carry on. So yeah.
He was 13 at the time and I was 10, I think. So it's like hard to put on a young person's shoulder, and as you get older you think more about it and you think what you could have done, and you just overthink a lot of it. But how I stopped that was I would go out on my bike and I would just try and forget about everything, and all the voices in my head saying you could have done something, they'll like switch off, and it's me, my bike and the trail. People tried to help, like I know my school, they gave me a counsellor so I could go speak to them, and thinking about it, it didn't really help. But the one thing that really did help was going out on the bike with my dad to like Dyfi or Coed Brennan or Nanto Arian, and that just made me so happy and made me forget about everything and all the worries. Like, he'd passed away. A month later, I'd be out on the bike just trying to forget about everything. And it really does help your mental health more than you could probably think. So, yeah.
Sometimes I forget how lucky I am to have a dad that would actually go out with me and try to do something with me. And he's found a hobby that I really enjoy, and he enjoys it as well. So I can help him sometimes, which is really good.
Riding with my bike and riding with my dad, it's the best feeling on earth. And like, we'll be pushing up a hill together and we'll be chatting, and like, you can always talk to your dad, you can always talk to your parents, but it's weird because like, sometimes I just don't feel like I can. But when I'm with my dad and riding and we're out, we'll stop sometimes and we'll just look over, like, look at the scenery, and I would just feel like I could just talk to him and I could just explain everything to him, and it just means so much to me.
Ah, so much easier with a battery on you.
Oh, shut up.
You should get one of these, it's great.
I hate you.
They're basically the best, dads and bikes.
Managed to entirely rebuild Nathan's bottom bracket, but I can't do that.
Dwi wedi cwrdd â llawer o ffrindiau yn y pump track dros y blynyddoedd a beicio efo lot o bobl gwahanol. Mae hefyd yn dysgu lot o'r sgiliau dwi angen i beicio, just y stwff syml fel pumpio a jumps a stwff. A corneli, mae really definitely di helpu fi lot.
Why would you wait for a bus coming in your direction?
I think pump track's a good place to start because it's so accessible. It's not, you don't need to have loads of equipment, you can just have a bike, a helmet, and yourself. And you can just start going around and practicing, and because it's so accessible, you just end up doing it all the time, and then you just start getting better and better and better. And you have the little kids who just run around it to like people my age or older who like just riding around it normally, and then you have like dads with their little kids, teaching them. It's good to see the kind of age differences between them all. And there's loads of little bits to progress on and loads of little lines to choose, and it's good fun.
I used to be taught a lot by people like Dan Atherton or other really good riders that would ride there, like, I don't know, Jamie Cable. We'd do like sessions and stuff, and they'd be able to teach me skills like manualing, about how to, I don't know, do like a tabletop and stuff like that. And then there'd be other times where I'd be teaching some younger kids how to go around the pump track smoothly or pump properly. It's just really, really cool to see like more experienced riders at the pump track just seem to be really happy to help, and it's nice to like carry that on, you know.
You see almost a progression from kids learning to handle their bikes on the pump track to then go in the wild on the golf course tracks. And because they are so barrier free, anyone can go play there, and it's just clear, it's playing, it's having fun. It's like the raw essence of having fun on a bike as a kid. I love it.
The golf course is a place where you can session the tracks, you can build new tracks, and you can ride existing ones all in a very small area. So compared to the pump track, it's easy to session, but you get freedom to build cool stuff or modify or expand on stuff, and it's different because it's more downhill orientated. It's not so much BMX or jump bike, it's more downhill bikes or enduro bikes, really.
Yeah, we know you did.
Huh? You want to hit it?
That is supreme.
Right, okay.
That's a gap and a half. Jesus Christ.
No!
Takes the shit out of that.
I might have a Taves on it too. My God. Train it then?
Yeah, train it.
Follow me in.
Oh no. I was like twice the length now.
Yeah. This always happens when I ride with you, Nick. I end up doing some mega behaviour.
Oh, watch me do it first.
Yeah, go for it.
It's all on film, so it's fine to crash.
Well, look, because we only just started. Crash it like 4.
No, like a soft crash, you know?
Yeah. Oh, shit!
Fuck.
You good, dude?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
my
God.
God.
I just saw you go.
You okay?
Yeah. Shoulders all good?
Should be. What?
Fuck, boy. Good slam for the documentary.
Yeah.
Oh.
You alright?
Soft landing to be fair.
That's like first crash in a while. First crash out of the way.
You good?
Yeah, all good.
struggles in life I've really had is just school. I've just started year 7 in September and I found it really stressful sometimes, and mountain biking has really helped me get rid of my stress and make me a lot happier. And I remember the start of year 6 in primary school, I struggled with that as well. And that was also the time when I got my first full suspension bike. And it really just helped thinking about my bike throughout the day and knowing that I can ride my bike after school. Like, it can make you so much happier just going for a little ride, even if it's just on the road or some just really small tracks. It helps a lot. My dad shows me all the best lines and like how to hit it and what speed to go and stuff. We've always been really close, but mountain biking has brought it together even more. With just talking about mountain biking and expressing our feelings to each other has helped.
You know, I'm so proud of him, but it's a lovely thing as well at the same time, getting that time with him. You know, out in the woods, riding our bikes. We both love doing it so much. That gives us a time to kind of chat and talk about stuff that we wouldn't necessarily talk about. You can share the thrills of kind of going down these difficult tracks and both buzz off it and buzz off each other. Yeah, it's just awesome to be able to do that with him.
That's crazy.
Well, I want to be world champion at least once and race World Cups. I'd also have lots of style, like Ed Gabriel. I want to ride like him, but also be fast.
Who out of the young riders around here do you look up to, and why?
Nathan and Ruben, because how nice they are and they're fun to ride with as well.
When you normally would go on a ride and you think that was my absolute limit, when you're racing, you find more. You've basically trained your brain to find more time, analyse every single detail about your run and make it faster, even when you think it was your best. So you got to each time improve, and never stop doing that. And that's what I love about it, because it's endless. I can't not go faster, and there's always plenty of competition. And it's just the whole part of racing, apart from the financing, because that's expensive. Apart from that, I just love it.
What I love about racing is the atmosphere and also the competitiveness. Being able to ride and race your friends, it's just so much fun. You all get to work together during the weekends and have a great time riding as fast as you can down the track.
Racing mountain bikes is a completely different thing than just riding a bike, right? And especially the level where Nathan and Ruben are racing at now is pretty bonkers. I still can't really wrap my head around the fact that Nathan is now representing Team GB and Ruben is racing nationally and internationally as well. And how on earth did that happen from just kids wanting to ride their bikes in the woods because they hate walking the dog?
For the one run, I might do it like a British Champs. There is weeks of preparation. You've got getting your bike and your spares.
Check that the bike is all in order and clean. All the kit needs to be washed.
Training, accommodation, or if you're staying in your vehicle, you've got to either convert your vehicle or buy a vehicle to sleep in. Planning your route, booking your either pit space or your entries and stuff. You also set up your pits, track walk, probably the most important thing of a race really. Some lines just really make and break a run, so you got to really pay attention to which bits are soft, which bits are hard, what's going to change, what's not. Pace yourself through the practice, get yourself ready for seeding. Visualise the track, warm your body up and just have a good solid run, then race. You don't want to be the guy that's just behind because you haven't pushed it, and you don't want to be the person that stacked it because you went too far. So you got to find the happy medium of consistency.
I felt so good on the track. I felt I was up to pace. Everything was going well. I was finding the top section going really fast on that, faster than I ever had. I went a bit faster than usual, overshot a jump into a corner, got sent out of it and ended up crashing really badly.
Oh. Ruben! Oh. No. There's not really stuff coming out of it anymore.
As I was on the ground, I knew I'd broken something, but I thought it would have been another 4 to 6 week break, sort of something that wasn't too severe. But as the day went on, I just started to feel worse and worse. After the x-rays, they said that I'd be out for 6 to 12 months, which was a huge shock. I really didn't think I'd be out for that long. I thought I'd be back to the top, hopefully winning some races that year. But it all sort of crumbled down, and it was a real big hit mentally.
That was a big setback, and especially like in the young years, 6 months is a huge amount of time for bikes. Imagine like there's one thing in particular that you're good at in your whole life, that the one really good thing that you love the most and that you strive to do every single day in your life. And then for 6 months straight, you can't do that thing. You're just cut off from it. There's nothing else you can do that's even close to as enjoyable to that. And it's just like torture.
He's keeping as positive as possible. He found it hard here at the race because he's seeing everyone else having fun on bikes and he can't. And that's the longest time he's been around other people that are riding since his accident. So yeah, but he's coping really well considering. He's very keen to get back and to be better when he gets back.
I'm really grateful to all my friends and family that have helped out with my recovery. I can't even put into words how much my mum's done to help me out through this all setting up rehab and training, and all of my friends helped me ease back into riding, slowly going up in the woods and riding again.
when we're in the bike park, everyone gets along. Even if you don't know who they are, they all will say hello to you. Or no, you won't feel like you're getting judged or anything. You just feel like you can be yourself. You feel like you're at home. Because you don't have to worry about anything at all. And everyone's so nice to each other.
I think community is somewhere where you can just be yourself and feel appreciated and not have to worry at all. I think community is just being around like-minded people and having fun.
Like, I've tried getting my friends into biking. They do not follow.
No, my friends wouldn't.
They're like scared of mud. And I'm like, how are you scared of mud? It's mud.
It's mud.
Yeah. Not many girls our age are into biking. When you see the boys and you'll see them just in groups and you go, God, it's a horde.
Groups.
Yeah.
Not like one or two.
You hear them coming, they're all stomping at the same time.
Yeah.
In one town, you've got hundreds of male mountain bikers who go to a secondary school, and you've got 2 girls. Like, there's a big difference.
I just don't think a lot of people notice that, to be honest. Like,
they don't notice the difference.
No. Rachel's doing a Women's Day in the bike park, and I think that'll be really good. Even if it's just once a month or every other month. Just go out, a group of us, so like get to know each other. Just for a little ride, it would be really good. Because you never know. Like, this is just us 2 talking now. There might be loads of other girls saying the same thing as us, but maybe they're just too scared to actually go out and try it.
What do you say to those ones?
Come out. Yeah.
There could be a whole gang of us
Oh, yeah.
on the sofa right now. We could be like the boys, like just sitting on each other's shoulder, but no.
Like, there's just loads. I think they just gotta go past it and just try something different.
If you ride a bike in this valley, it opens doors. Suddenly people want to know about where that bike's taking you. I get to see them right at the start where they first learn to ride a bike, and they get that buzz, that glint in their eye. And then, like some of the youngsters we've been with today, I've seen their journey for them finding their little, this is the thing that makes them ride. Whether that is they like the jumps, or they like the adventure, or they hate pedaling uphill and they just love riding the bike park. You get to see all these little things that are why they ride. And then you start hearing about how they're expressing themselves, and you start to see them just grow as humans. It's great. That's the rewarding part.
They're all like super comfortable and with each other, and they're really supportive of each other, which is amazing, because I think, you know, beyond the bike park, you know, if they're having hassle or trouble with school or just in life in general, they've all got each other's backs, which is amazing. I know that, you know, I could contact any of them and say, oh, by the way, you know, so-and-so, this has happened, or, you know, they look after each other, and it's really nice to see, and it's all down to riding bikes together. That's where it all starts, and that's got to be a special thing, isn't it?
Dwi'n meddwl, os maen rhywun yn mynd trwy rhywbeth anodd a maen nhw'n really stryglo, y peth gorau ti'n gallu gwneud ydy siarad efo rhywun sy'n trystio. A hyd yn oed os dys na neb I trystio, just siarad efo unrhyw person. A cael o allan, os mae'n gallu gwneud llawer o wahaniaeth, dwi'n siŵr. So, ie, mae'n peth anodd, ond dwi'n meddwl mae'n mor bwysig gorau wneud o.
Had any of you told me this was a part of the story, I wouldn't have believed it, not for a moment. But through it